Today we're going to be interviewing John Arbuckle, a 24-year-old man working as a janitor, still living in his mother's home, suffers from major depressive disorder. John was diagnosed with major depressive disorder when he was just 18, but is reported to having feelings of depression since early as 14 years of age.
Yeah, it's easy to describe depression as the loss of joy. You know, the feeling of comfort, the slight warmth in your cheek, or feeling any indication to smile, it's all non-existent when I'm having an episode. Like imagine planning a beach day on your only day off, for it only to be filled with dark clouds and rain. You know that sinking feeling when you realize your plans are ruined and there's nothing left to do? That's a constant for me.
In John's day-to-day life, there's not a whole lot for him to look forward to. John's day typically consists of him waking up, eating, working, watching television, then going to sleep. And it's quite literally just that, with little deviation or additional activities.
As bad as it sounds, most of the time I don't feel a lot of anything, so at least I got that going for me. You know, I'm not overly sad or distraught, but I do feel those a lot as well.
So John, let me know how you're feeling right now.
Well, relatively good. This is like the most exciting thing that's happened to me ever, so yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I wouldn't say happy, but I'm not nearly as bad as I would be if I wasn't being followed around by a documentary crew.
For sure. So how would you feel if I wasn't here?
Well, yeah, I'd be pretty bummed out. I'd feel alone and insignificant. I might think about killing myself for a bit, and then I'd probably give up when the thought gets too hard, and then I'd go back to feeling numb. Might get a little stimulation from Netflix or a game I'm playing, but that's it.
Do you think about suicide often, John?
Oh yeah, it takes up a lot of what I think about on a day-to-day basis. Even on my good days, the thought always seems to sneak in somehow. I contemplate it a lot. I think about the ups and downs, you know, pros and cons of it. On one hand, there's the sad and lonely existence that I'm currently experiencing, and on the other hand, there's the great unknown that is death. Both aren't pleasant to think about, so that's why I'm still talking to you here. At the end of the day, I'd rather suffer here on Earth than find out what's on the other side.
Have you ever attempted to take your own life?
Yeah, twice. Both times I tried to overdose on some kind of medication. I can't really remember what it was for the first time, but the most recent was on my mom's T3s, like extra strength Tylenol. I shouldn't have done that. It was selfish. It really messed her up knowing that my medication her medication almost assisted in my suicide. She even locked it up. You know, she did everything right. She took all the precautions, but I still managed to drag her into it. So
how do you feel about suicide at this very moment?
that's a tough one, man. I mean, the thought is always there. There's always the allure of an easy escape from all of it, all the gross thoughts that will never leave my head, and the constant dreading of the future. It really is, in the literal sense, an easy way out. It gets exhausting, man. And when a lot of the time there's no reason for my bad moods, it makes it that much more frustrating and suicide that much more appealing. But I'm starting to learn that life has its moments, and I've come to truly understand that's what keeps me going. I know it sounds like super simple and cliche, but it's true. The few times that I get to experience joy keep me going to this day. Sometimes those moments last less than an hour, but they're easy to remember and they're easy to look forward to.
I'm glad you feel that way, John. It truly does always get better. I hope people at home who can relate to you take that to heart. On that note, I'd like to talk about what treatment methods you've been using and what has been successful.
Yeah, for sure. And me too. I really do hope people will hear that and take it to heart. Right now I'm taking Zoloft and somewhat consistently going to therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. The Zoloft is working okay. I mean, it's definitely has its downsides. It still manages to mess with my stomach. I honestly thought I would like grow an immunity to it or something, but I guess that's not how it works. And the CBT is going really well. I definitely feel like it's been the most helpful form of treatment with my depression. Yeah, it's genuinely given me a better outlook on life. And plus, my therapist is great. I love her, so that's a plus. But at the end of the day, I still struggle, and